Hello everybody. I want to go back to reviewing a quick lesson here on AMST. Yesterday the company came out with news regarding a magic app. This is nothing regarding like FDA approval or nothing like that. I want to follow up with basically making a second video here. Today we see that that's really not a lot of volume. One of the things that caught my attention during yesterday's trading section or session is that during the pre-market hours, if we may go back here, we started to ramp up and there was a ton of volume coming in during the early hours of the day. Now, a couple of things that caught my attention, and if you see this trend lines that are actually marked already here, is because I had already made a video using the topic of this stock. This company came out with news talking about a magic app, and this is a beta testing. They didn't really roll it out to masses or nothing like that, but one of the things that caught my attention regarding this thing, it's the main thing will be to pay attention to what kind of news the company is actually offering. What kind of news are they putting out? When I say offering, I don't mean a public offering of stock. I said what kind of news they are actually putting out. What is the news report about? There's two things. During the pre-market hours, this thing started to take a little bit of volume and it started to hover around the view app. If you notice here, it started to get smaller candles and started shrinking the size of the candle to then actually explode into the opening bell. The second thing is that if you notice right here, the stock has been declining for the last 12 months, and we have seen the low of the 12 months being $1.72, hovering around this pocket from the high of this area of 278, which broke this date. Basically went to a high of $3 and change, 338. But there has been a lot of people that probably have been underwater waiting for this thing to actually come up to a break-even point. Now, when you look at stuff like that and the news are really fluffy, one thing that I will actually expect it's that the price of the company and the hold will not hold the longer term trend being bullish. Now, if you pay attention to the 1 minute time frame here, you start to see how right after the opening bell, it had a pullback, but this 1 minute time frame offered us right here a hammer when we started printing higher lows. On every single pullback, we started testing this, but if you notice right here, it broke the trend when it was not able to put another leg up and break the previous highs and break even the $4.34 higher day into the $0.50 area of resistance. But it did pull back, and it didn't really pull back just in a, let's say, easy way. It just flushed right under the retest of the view app. It wicked down here on this 1 minute candle, hovered here for a minute, and then flush right back down again. If you notice here on this flush, this uptrend and higher lows that we were printing actually shifted, and the trend rolled over really quickly. When I see this kind of stuff, for me, it's a big sign of get out if you're long. Again, the first thing is to know and determine that the news that the company put out were not really great. An app is not something that will determine that the company is going to make more money. Also, that this is a beta testing. This is not something that it's already approved. It is not FDA approval news or anything like that, earnings or a contract that they're putting out with another company or anything like that. And so when you notice here that the trend broke and they had a massive flush on that 1 minute time frame candle, not able to break the range for the previous highs, and this one candle posting here a little bit of consolidation around the view app as a pause of that trend consolidation, making it another flag formation basically on the bearish side of this time instead of a bullish sign, broke the trend, come down, test the view app, and put a little bit of a consolidation going sideways here, and then continuation going down. So this is a bear flag pattern formation. So going back to this couple of candles here, if you notice, that was a trend in this area where you notice this pocket on the low of these candles around here, and the area of the range on these candles here where you've had previous support. Let me just put it here. So previous support in this area, we have this hammer, but this area now where we have previous support from the pre-market hours holding an uptrend with that nice hammer on top of the view app became resistance, a flush to reject the high of these candles and this zone, because again, there's a chance that a lot of people that were holding the stock were underwater from the highs here and this area here. They were looking for a way to actually get out, break even, or taking small profits. So this is the reason why there's a big possibility, this is what I believe, that this thing started to come down, but every time it come down, it got bid up again and kept on holding the trend. When it finally broke here, then it switched, and this previous support area became this resistance here with that massive flush under the view app from the high of this candle being 425 to the low of this candle here being $3.29. So pretty much over $1 flush in just a couple of minutes. So paying attention to that kind of stuff will definitely help you avoid long-term losses, and even having to hold and wait to see if the price of the stock will actually come back. When you see stuff like that, you probably will avoid getting in, or you can probably use that information to avoid getting in. Look at the range and the reason why the stock is actually moving, and if the news are not really great, there is a possibility that the price of the stock will not hold long term, and that the people who are holding from this area of this range for the last 8-9 months will actually look to get out and start to unload those shares into the new buyers that actually will come in thinking that this thing is going to keep on going higher, whether because they don't know, or they don't know how to react, or they probably just chasing on or FOMO or whatever it is. But there's a big possibility stuff like that happens. If you notice here today, the volume has decreased a lot, and this thing, after the momentum shifted to the bearish side, went right back down to a consolidation period and trading on this range around the same area of this support. And so just wanted to review this real quick with you in the hopes that this can help you avoid losses longer term. Another thing that I like to do is, for example, if you look at the time and sales specifically on Thinkorswim, it will be for me, I find it to be a little bit more beneficial to change it to at least over 200 shares, because a lot of times you see a lot of 100 share blocks go through, and there's a lot of algorithms just sending orders, just testing and sending small orders to keep the tickers just printing. So one thing that you might want to also pay attention to is that if the stock is being bid up every time that it pulls back to the previous areas of support, as it was doing here, holding the trend, if this stock price, it keeps on being bid up, and you notice that on the prints, people keep on buying at asking, at the offer, or above the offer, then it's a big possibility that, you know, the price will continue to go on the bullish side, because people are chasing it. But it needs to be bid up. But again, it has to be relevant to what kind of news the company is putting out, and that will definitely help you and to determine if it's something worth your money and your time to even pay attention to a stock that might not be beneficial in the long run.